by the river, by the river. And now our blood is about to become a reminder of where the Red Sea gets its name from. Riding the same waves that have already been plagued 10 times over by my Egyptian bloodline. So I can rip a bank on the fact that history has a painful way of repeating itself. Riding the same waves that have already been plagued 10 times over by my Egyptian bloodline. So I can rip a bank on the fact that history has a painful way of repeating itself. So Abel's gene pool will pull to spell out this clear-cut message with a murderer's bloody penmanship. The separation of the tide and dry land will always be a prophetic representation of the relationship between my head and the rest of my body once it's buried in a grave sculpted from grains of sand. So it doesn't matter if I have a good one on my shoulders. Jesus. Walking in your way requires that my empty head be cast by the wayside. But if it sits my body at your right-hand side, then I don't want it any other way. From there, I can see where the drops of a red sweat dripped from your eyebrows to water the Garden of Gethsemane's floor, trickling to nourish the branches of the crown of thorns that were placed on your head, so that the root of your vine could branch out for us to look ahead to the day of harvest where our lost heads will sprout up and prevail. We kneel now to clock a time in the near future where even those standing united behind us will fall to a great divide before you and hell. We've been kidnapped and held captive for the price of a ransom that you've already paid, with a crucifixion price tagged to each of our heads to mark the cost of being a Christian. Wrath still burns as a hot topic, with a driving force represented by 3 nails that made your blood boil and hammer against the earth like brimstone and hail, from your snapped veins to clot up the spreading of Thomas's disease, this belief that judgment has always been in your hands. For all those that will hold our bloodstains in theirs. These masked pallbearers may very well leave our heads to roll at the foot of heaven's stairs. But you have already stepped down 42 generations to walk on these waters as a heads up, that you would gather us together who have literally been set apart from the neck up, just to show us that you care for all those that are casualties of spiritual warfare, so that the rest of the world will stop lifeguarding the idea that all is fair once they bay watch our day at the beach. There's been a long time coming, but I know, yeah, I know a change is gonna come. Do you still believe in Jesus now? Yeah.